So here on the property on Douglas is 160 acres. So just kind of want to give you a reference point of where the property lines and everything are. You can see fantastic view of the mountains here. So as you're coming in this front gate, let me just show you where the property lines are. So he's got a little bit of area fenced off right here for his goats, but the property line basically goes straight down here. He also has about a 3/4 acre parcel right here that he used to create the easement. And so that this parcel in front of the fence comes with the land. This parcel within the two fences here comes with the land, and then the majority of the 160 acres is back past that area. Now let me show you, as you look this other direction towards the metal building, you see up on the hill there is two power poles. The one that's down close, it's not the one all the way up on top, it's the one the one down our direction here is the one that's pretty close to the property line. So can you just clarify? I got you on video here, and so it's the one just down from the top of the hill there.
Not the one sitting on the top, but the one right below it, probably on about 20 feet on this side of it is the property line.
Okay.
There's an old barbed wire fence there that runs that direction from that point all the way up to the mountain.
And from there it goes straight up the mountain. Okay, got it. And so we're going to be walking you through some of the different areas here, some of the building spots that I think are just phenomenal building locations here. And so coming up here the driveway to the house, there's already a second driveway veering off to the left here, and that's probably one of my favorite building spots too. Man, so many just amazing building spots here. You can see the lake, you know, there in front of us you can see Pikes Peak, and it's just a beautiful setting. I mean, it's just the right amount. Here in Colorado, you either are buried within the trees where you kind of get claustrophobic, like up in Black Forest, or you're on the plains and you don't have enough trees. But to get the right balance of views and trees is really kind of a spectacular thing. And so we're going to go ahead and wander up this driveway here to a couple of the building spots. So here we are up on top of the knoll. You can see just stellar views of the lake there. You know, you could even take out some of those bushes there and you'd have an even better view of the lake. But it's nice and flat up here on this knoll, as you can see. This would really be a stellar building spot. You could do a walkout really easily. Nice and flat, but at the same time you got trees. And so once again, we're going up. We're not walking anywhere close to where the property line is over here, like I showed you just a minute ago. I'll get back to that power pole so you can see that. I'm up on top here. So where'd it go? There's the one right by the garage up there, right? Is that the power pole we were talking about?
Not the one by the house, but the one down from it.
Oh, I see it there. There it is. Okay. So not that one. It's the one just down from it.
And then another 20 feet this way?
Probably.
Okay.
And if we're going to go up there, we'll actually go right over there.
Sorry, I have a hard time with the sun seeing everything here clearly. But yeah, there's a power pole right there, right next to those trees. And so straight up the hill from there, kind of, obviously you can see a water tank up here. It's on the right side, a little closer to where the rocks are and stuff. We're headed that direction, but I wanted you to also see, that's a great building spot, but this one here is just as good. So I'm very intrigued to see what are the possibilities on this land. Could it be subdivided? You know, up on top and over the top of the land there's a good portion of the land is that side of the mountain, which is pretty steep to build much on that part right there. But there's about 20 acres up on the other side that a gentleman already, what did he say he's willing to spend on that?
80,000.
80,000. Spend 80,000 for and buy 20 acres up on top of the mountain there. So, but here's just another fantastic flat area. Yeah, man, just great view on this side as well. Great field. And so we're going to be showing you a couple different building spots that I think are just pretty phenomenal. Nice and flat, good balance of views, good balance of trees. So here we are. I'm sitting right here on the south side. I just left that little plain down there just so you can figure out where we're at here. There's the really nice building spot right there that overlooks the lake. There, right behind it, is that other nice plain, another nice building spot. And the house that they've built is actually just right over the top of that hill, so you can get your bearings. So, show you here. Here you can pretty easily see, you can see the fence. It's an old fence. You can see it goes straight to that power pole. Kind of gives you an idea of bearings. And then on this side, if you go to the right, you kind of see it. It's pretty much a straight line, straight up that hill. You can see where the rocks are that we talked about. There's another house over there. That's the gentleman that's willing to buy the 20 acres up on top for $80,000. But all this needs to be verified, obviously, and so you can, through the trees, you can kind of see the water tank back there. But anyway, there is the fence. Here's the fence going straight up the hill towards the rocks. And that, once again, is the south boundary for the property. So now we're going to probably head back this other direction here on the other side of the house. So supposedly there's some just phenomenal views up here from the rocks, from this area up here. This is another decently flat spot that you could put a nice house on. So this would, I'm trying to ascertain exactly where the dividing line is. So if somebody were to divide this into 40 equal lots, 40, 40, 40, then this would be probably on number 2. But just trying to evaluate and find out exactly. But you know, we don't know exactly where the line is. We need to figure that out and figure out where that would be. And here in Colorado, you only need 35 acres to drill a well. So maybe that parcel number 1, if somebody did subdivide it, and keep in mind this is all contingent upon the ability and approval from state water board, from subdividing sources. But in order to have a well, you need to have 35 acres. Or it needs to be subdivided before 1972. So what were you saying there?
There's actually 2 wells on the property.
So there's already 2 wells. So there's a well you drilled right next to the house.
And there's another one down on this side.
And then another one. So we're gonna.
You know what you're calling the third part.
Okay. This is a nice little trail here. Just love the balance of rocks and views and trees. Different types of trees, it's stellar. So we're exactly behind the house, and in other words, directly west, in between the house. You can see the house over there, and between the house and the mountains on this side. This is another great building spot. I mean, so many places, depending on what the county and the city would allow, doing a couple Airbnb properties or something. Like I say, it's everything I'm talking about is contingent upon approval from the right places, but I just know there's just tremendous potential with the land here for well beyond what the average person can see when they just fall in love with the mountains and the trees and the lake and everything that's here. But yeah, just another stellar flat building spot with a view of the valley, the lake, the mountain here. We're going down to one of the other wells, and it does have seasonal creek, right?
Pond.
Seasonal pond and creek. So we're headed northwest right now. You can see he's cut a path here. It's be a great little RV trail. Not RV, ATV trail. Be pretty tough to get an RV all the way up here, but you can do it. Need to cut in a road, but As far as ATVs, man, there's all kinds of places you could put trails here that would just be stellar. Another amazing building spot. Got nice and flat, beautiful view of the valley. Stellar view of the mountains here on the other side here. Another fantastic building spot here. So I guess this is a pretty old well here, is that right?
Yeah, this one was here when we bought the property. It works though. I hooked an engine up to it and was able to pump water out of it. I plan on using it for like livestock.
So where is the point? It looks like there's a fence there, so are we pretty close to the,
Yeah, so
the
that's
point in between the three different possible parcels there?
So that's the neighbor's property on that side. This is where it makes that L, that corner.
Okay.
Property corner is up that way.
So are you pulling water out of this well right here?
I mean, it will. I was going to use it for livestock. I put that motor on it and it'll pump water.
Sweet. So this is the old well. They've got a brand new well next to the house, and here's the old well. And we'll take you down so you have an idea of where the corner is here on these properties.
So
just walking from that location right there. Another, I mean, just 3 or 4 or 5 more great building spots here. So let's walk down. If we could, while we're here, let's walk down to this corner of this fence so I can get an idea of directions and that kind of thing. It's an L shape with, you know, the 3 perfect squares, but then there's connecting to the far corner of the whole parcel is another 40-acre parcel. The other 40-acre parcel supposedly is up on top of that mountain there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Up there.
So what the access is on that, who knows? There's not any roads up there currently. Can you get an ATV up there? Probably, if you clear a road or something. But is it buildable? Probably. But how would you access it? If you're talking day-to-day access, that's a little tougher question. And so where so we've got the fence right here. So on the other side of this fence is neighbor's 40, 35 acre parcel, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And so we're going straight up here, and when we get up here, it's going to turn
To the right.
hard right.
Yep.
Okay. So that gives you an idea of the land here. And we'll keep on walking here so you can see what we're talking about.
Could be a little bit before we get up
I'm going to pause for just a minute.
there. A little bit.
So, just talking to the seller, he says that he pulled this fence back possibly 10 feet from where the actual property line is when the neighbor built this fence. So you can see that's where we walked from just a second ago. You can see the fence goes straight down that direction. Down there's the field and the other well. Right over here, range is where that other well is. So here's the middle of the L shape on the parcel. So, kind of give you an idea, going this direction on what we have access to. So it's starting to get decently steep here. And so, is there a possibility for another 35? Maybe what you do is you do 50-50. If you can combine that other lot up here, I don't know. We'd have to look at the possibilities for how we would divide this. But could you put a cabin here? Absolutely. It looks like a great spot. Something you could do with this lot. Once again, all contingent upon what the county will allow us to do. So let's go. Let me give you a bird's eye straight this direction, so you can kind of see where things are at. You see that dead tree there? off in the distance. So anyway, there's the fence. It's probably off the property line a little bit from what it really is, but it is fenced on this side, and so we're going to be hiking up a little bit on this side too, and show you what we have on this side.
Now.
So we're going to clarify something. This is not actually the corner here. We're going to walk up the hill just a little bit here, because I noticed it wasn't a perfect 90-degree turn here. He probably just did it down there for ease of operation as far as the fence goes. Here it is. Okay. So the actual pin or the posts of the property is this guy right here. That makes more sense. Because then when you go back down, okay.
Yeah, you can see where the fence ties in over there, so it'll be straight in line with that.
Straight in line with this guy. Yeah, so we got our post, and you can see the barbed wire fence down there. And so basically, it looks like he probably did a jog in his fence just for ease of operations, but the actual posts is right here. Okay, we're going to keep walking to the north along that fence line and see what we find.
And it's easy going.
So there we go. So there we follow this property line along from that one L where the fence is, but now it jogs here. So if we look back from this fence, then we'll run into that metal post that we had up there. Makes a little bit more sense. Now we got a true 90, as you're seeing in the middle of that L, coming along here. So we're gonna walk back along here a little bit. Man, it flattens out again here. Another really nice spot to be able to build something. Another stellar view of the lake. Beautiful. Another nice building spot right over here. Still got the awesome, I mean, you can see the lake from almost the entire property up here.